going on, everybody? This is Hats, Tats, and Stats coming to you from an odd location this week.
Very odd. Off-site or on-site, depending on who you are.
Depending on what site you're looking for.
Yeah, whose site?
There was a little conflict scheduling-wise.
It happens.
Neither one of us had a voice on Tuesday when we usually shoot. You know, Monday Night Football kind of gets to you.
What are you going to do?
And then today the Route 78 had something going on. We couldn't be there, which, good for them. That's, business for them.
Tally-ho.
So here we are in Taylor's Garage.
Yeah, the garage we are in. Absolutely. It's a classy looking place in here, huh? This is what a garage should look like, I think.
This is what a garage should look like. I'm going to roll my sleeves down. It's a little chilly out here.
Yeah, we left the door open, so, it's the fall style show.
Yeah.
What again? Sometimes you got to brave the elements a little bit.
Listen,
I'm okay with it.
We're braving the elements far more than a lot of trick-or-treaters did last night.
I agree. And I don't know if you noticed, but I've rolled right into Christmas. Halloween's over. Christmas is here. I'm juiced about it. Yes. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to eat some turkey at some point, but it's not even going to be on Thanksgiving. So
that's true. You'll be watching football. I'm expecting you to do like a live shot from your Thanksgiving day.
Yeah, we can figure that out. Yeah, that's it'll be maybe a couple of them. Just slowly update where I'm at all day on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, there you go.
As I troll the town of Detroit.
Detroit,
and they get
in the garage.
Here we are.
So Monday Night Football. We were there.
We were there,
and we were in it.
Fun.
We were in it.
Somehow,
defense.
As inept as our offense is, our defense gave us a chance for quite a while. They made us stay till the fourth quarter.
Sure did.
It's sad. It's just sad because it's rare that we hold an offense like the Patriots, who just continually throw it in our face. It's rare that we hold them down how we did. And to have nothing in response to that. And I'm not mad at Derek Anderson because I can only expect so much from the man who's been here for 17 days or whatever the hell it was. But it's heartbreaking because finally one side of the ball really gave you a shot to do it, and we just couldn't muster up anything. And the score of the game I don't think was indicative of how the game was played by any means.
God, no.
The end of that was obviously a mess, but it was a one possession game for quite a long time.
And the saddest part about it is we were going in.
Yeah.
And it all of a sudden they were coming out, and then they scored, and then it was over.
Yeah, and then it was over. Great for our defense. I hope they're still holding their heads high. I hope they stay positive. I'm sure it's frustrating for them knowing that they're the only part of this team that matters right now. But hopefully they take pride in that and they keep that rolling because
for all you
we need it.
all you naysayers out there in the Facebook land about that's what you want your defense to do. If our offense is 50% better next year and our defense plays like this, we win a lot of football games.
Yeah. We said it earlier in the season. We held Rodgers to 20 points or whatever it was. They're doing their job. They're making the games available to us to win, and unfortunately we have no resemblance of an offense whatsoever right now. So
some interesting play calls and formations and stuff we saw at the beginning of that game from.
I appreciate him trying something else, but at one point we all looked at each other and said, "We're going to throw the ball out of this formation or what?" It was
set up too. It was set up to do it.
We just needed to go one step farther because, as far as I'm concerned, by running that offense how we did early, I think we all, and especially Dable, admitted to himself that we can't play a normal pro-style offense against NFL football teams. So we need to do something different.
A little schoolyard bullshit.
Yeah, I'm at the point where I'm 2-5 going into this game. The season's over for me.
Right.
Let it all hang out. Start chucking it. I don't care what we do from there. We were going to lose anyways, theoretically. Have some fun.
Let Shady take that direct snap, sprint out look, plant his foot, and throw it back. And see who's there.
See how far he can throw it. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's just, like I said.
Maybe that's why we brought some other guys in. Maybe
a lot of moves.
The
NFL in the last 2-3 years is trade deadline. Yeah, it's insane.
City.
It's just stuff you don't see in the NFL, and it's becoming prominent. It's crazy. Peterson did get moved though. Poor guy stuck in Arizona. little bastard. No crybabies.
Well, that's what happens. Sometimes the squeaky wheel gets the oil. Sometimes the squeaky wheel gets thrown in the back of the garage.
Oh,
Got a
God.
squeaky wheel back there somewhere?
There's a lot of squeaky stuff going on back there. Frankly, it's creepy, so whatever.
It's kind of a theme around these parts.
Yeah, it's, this is Halloween Town if you've ever asked for it.
Looking ahead, taking on the Bears. That's a good defense coming in, and
Yeah, this might be one of the most boring games in the NFL this year.
It might be.
Because
this might be Bills Browns in the snow circa
9-6.
2009 or whatever that was.
Yeah, 9-6. I wouldn't be surprised one bit. We know our offense sucks, so that is what it is. Peterman can, though, so. I said it out loud. I'm so sorry. So sorry.
I have a small wager with a friend that Peterman sets a scoring record this week for the Bears.
That's great. Oh God. Yeah. I'm not betting against that.
Yeah. Who throws more touchdowns for the Bears?
Yeah, Trubisky or Peterman? Yeah, that's a bet and a half.
That is a bet and a half.
That is. Oh, my God. But if Peterman throws too early, Trubisky's just handing the ball off for the rest of the day and might not throw one. Wow. Wow. That actually hurts my brain to think about because I wouldn't know what the answer of who wins that.
No.
That's good. That's harder than the pick'ems, I think, this week.
maybe we'll revisit that at the end of the pick'ems and see if we can put something squirrely on it.
Yeah, it's going to be a boring game. It's going to be a boring game. Their defense is obviously going to stick it to us, and hopefully we continue to do the same to them. And I'm not sure what the line is, but I'm going with the under this week. I can tell you that.
Almost have to.
Yeah.
I don't see with us holding Brady down, us holding Rodgers down, and all of a sudden the Bears come out and light it up. But you never know.
It was funny last week when I was standing next to good old Sean Shear in the stands there. He goes, I was thinking about going the over for this game. It's, of course, the Monday night game. And I said, well, what's the line? And I think he said 44. I don't know. It was in the 40s. And I said, well, I'm only betting the over if I think Brady's scoring 44 points because I know the Bills aren't going to score. It's so bad.
Anemic offense.
So bad. Yeah. Well,
me and you might be able to put something better together.
Who knows? Can't be any worse.
Sure can't.
What are you going to do? Nate Peterman can. Matt Barkley. Matt Barkley, what's he doing?
He's a Bill now.
I know. It's woo. More West Coast magic in the East. I can't wait. This is such a shamble. I don't honestly. I'm to the point where I hope Allen just sits there, gets healthy, hang out, become a roommate with Derek Anderson. You two can be injured butt buddies. Let these other people go out there and get hurt and waste my time, and hopefully we draft some sort of talent free agency on the offensive side of the ball next year.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at.
Our main man and our best player on the IR, Bajorquez.
Yeah,
Bajorquez.
Yeah. What happened? Did he leave the ground too far?
Shoulder injury, I guess.
Shoulder injury. That'll get you. Punters,
Right.
Goddamn punters.
Like you need a shoulder to punt.
Colton Schmidt's back, though.
Yeah, he is.
Doing huggy bombs at the transit. Colton Schmidt, my man. I like him. If just for that alone, I like him. He's a nice guy.
I mean, he does huggy bombs. He's got to be a nice guy or a complete tool, one of the two.
Jury's out.
The other big signing, pure athlete, Terrell Pryor.
I'm not mad about this.
No, I like him.
The second we ink it, he's the best receiver on our team.
Yeah.
So
and possibly the second best quarterback if Allen's healthy.
To think about the possibilities, to bring the Wildcat back, let him run that.
Let him run it.
I don't care.
Let that be our offensive scheme from here on out.
I'm not mad about this one at all. I think this one's good, especially for where we're at. Again, another veteran presence on the offensive side of the ball that I think we're lacking because I don't consider Clay and Benjamin to be veterans worth my toilet paper. So I don't care how old they are. They suck, and their attitude sucks. And what comes out of their mouth is irrelevant to me because they're not leading by example whatsoever anywhere else.
No.
So I don't know what they're doing in the locker room, and I don't care. They can both piss off. And Terrell Pryor came out firing with the verbiage in the interview.
Yeah,
I
didn't see this one. Fill me in.
He was fired up. He claimed he was underused in New York. He flat out said, and I quote, "I can ball." and he is a go-getter. Listen, it was a shot of excitement I was looking forward to. And
I like it.
The best part is he was in the building for all of 2 days, does this interview, and I've never heard someone use the phrase "we" so much. He was talking about the past 3 games, about how we didn't do this and we didn't do that. I'm like, my man wasn't even here, but he's already signed. Like, to me, it felt like he had signed on to the idea of being a Buffalo Bill.
Right.
And he was now accountable for the 2-6 that we were sitting at, even though he's never even been here. That's how I took it, and I was a big fan.
You know what? I've been a fan of his since he was roaming around in Cleveland in mediocrity over there. And
Yeah.
the dude's an athlete. He can play receiver. He can play running back. He can throw the football. I mean,
I need athletes in general right now.
Yeah, I need guys that can do a lot of cool stuff if we want to get any kind of decent stuff done on the offensive side of the ball.
So I have high hopes for him. Not even from a performance aspect. I just hope he helps in general, and I hope he sticks with us going forward, because we're only going to be able to make so many moves in the offseason. So
and you know
we
what?
can hold this one down.
I saw some flashes of what we were told Zay Jones could be.
We got to put him in a place to succeed. He's a slot receiver. We need to leave him in a slot receiver. But as all slot receivers go, there's got to be a number one somewhere on the outside that makes sure they can't take you out of the game. So
I literally sat there and I said to somebody at the game, I said, if Zay Jones is my slot guy next year, we're in a good spot.
Yeah, and that's where he needs to be. That's where he needs to be.
So speaking of moves and things and happening, and Matt Barkley being a Bill. A lot of trades.
Crazy day. I mean, the trade deadline used to come and go in the NFL is, a forgotten entity.
I forgot we had one at one point.
Yeah, and now I feel like I know what the day is. Like, it's just synonymous. And, I sat there glued to the TV, watched the ticker. You were waiting for stuff to go down, and it was moving. It was an exciting day, which is a rarity in the NFL.
And at the end of the exciting day, the world got to make fun of Jerry Jones.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. So you know what? And we all know my feelings on the Dallas boys. I hate them atrociously. But
can we officially put the Dallas Cowboys on the suck list?
I thought they were already on there.
No, we have
Is
to
that
make
implied?
it official.
Oh yeah, Dallas, you are without question on the suck list. You suck.
There it is. You heard it here first.
But I can't fault. As crazy as I think Jerry Jones can be at times, I can't fault him for trying to put a winner on the field however he feels necessary. And if he overpaid by about 5 draft picks for Amari Cooper, then so be it, because I know I didn't do that.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I picked up Terrell Pryor, and part of me likes to believe that our GM knows we weren't doing anything this year. So selling the farm for a receiver is the dumbest thing ever. So I appreciate that he didn't do it, but I can't take away from the man for trying to do something as stupid as the move may have been.
Right.
Now, then people could have debated the first round pick for Cooper, and then all of a sudden a week later, all these trades happen for these top tier receivers for 3rd, 4th, and 5th round picks, and now Jerry looks like a tard.
Yeah. So here's Clinton Dix from the Packers of the Skins for a 4th. We're talking about a good corner there. Good, we're talking about
it's a high quality Pro Bowl DP for the 4th round pick. I don't know about you, but a lot of people don't even see the 4th round of the draft. They stop watching after the first 2, just for a sense of relevance of the 4th round pick. Now, I know you're going to come out at me and say, listen, this guy came from the 4th, and Brady came from the 35th round, I think. I don't know, because he's such a legend like Chuck Norris. But still, it's not, if you're going to value my draft picks, it's a 4th round pick.
Yeah.
I'm not, woohoo.
Dante Fowler from the Jags to the Rams for a 5th.
Steal and a half. For a team that didn't even need him, a steal and a half. I saw this one and went, what for? But then I went, it's a 5th round pick. I don't need that either, so go, take it.
Right.
Take that 5th round pick. What are the Jags going to do with that? And if you thought, that one eludes me. I still have thoughts about that one. Because if I'm a Jaguars fan, I like to believe that I'm still relevant. Even though I'm having a bad year, I have to look and go, if somebody just hands me a mediocre quarterback, I should be able to do some stuff with the people that are on this squad. And now I just handed a key piece away for a 5th round pick. I know you drafted Bortles higher than the 5th round pick, and he sucks. So Relevance of draft picks. Steal and a half.
Maybe they're looking for that 5th round magic in the for a quarterback next year.
God.
Maybe that's the pick they do it with.
We drafted Nate Peterman in the 5th round.
Relevance to your draft picks.
Jags.
Ty Montgomery from the Pack to the Ravens for a 7th.
Amazing. The Ravens just steal one. And this, I mean, from what I've heard, have upset quite a few people in the Packers locker room. Because while Montgomery might not have been putting up these stellar numbers, the Packers are relevant. Montgomery's a weapon in an offense that doesn't have a ton. I mean, Devontae Adams and Jimmy Graham, and then they start to get muddled down. Cobb is pretty decent, but you don't have a running game really still.
Right.
And Montgomery's a weapon, period, for a 7th round pick. Okay. Go Ravens.
Who was the Bills' 7th round pick this year?
We had a 7th round pick.
Right. Golden Tate, Lions to the Eagles for a 3rd.
This one, this is the relevancy of where the receivers and what their value is. I think this is good for both squads. I think the Eagles needed another weapon because I think they're still right in the mix of things in the NFC, and I think this might help them, propel themselves a little over the top. I don't think Detroit is rebuilding per se, but they're not quite there. And I think for somebody that they were going to have to pay because Tate's going to need a new contract, I think it makes sense for them to get out of the contract and try and look for some fresh blood there. This one made sense to me. I liked it.
And then, of course, Amari Cooper for a 1st.
Jerry Jones.
I mean, you talk about all the talent that just shuffled around for a 3rd, 4th, 5th, and a 7th. And
yeah. And those are household names.
Right.
We just ripped off 4 household names for outside of Golden Tate in the 3rd, I thought was Bargain City.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper. Now, don't get me wrong. Cooper's a great receiver. But you'll never, I'm sorry, I won't say never. Almost never find me agreeing that a receiver is worth a 1st round pick. Mostly because of the uncertainty in the pick itself.
Right. Because
the draft can be such a crapshoot that even though that 1st round pick sounds awesome on paper, is such a coin flip that if Cooper's, he's a proven person, but I don't know.
And to put this into a little bit of perspective, when the Patriots built that team that broke all those records that year, they got Welker from Miami for a 3rd and Moss from the Raiders for a 5th.
Who had a career year.
Both had career years.
Moss became one of the most prolific receivers in the history of the game for, I think it was like 2 years, actually, that he didn't, wasn't that they had the most touchdown receptions between Brady. That's the most Brady's ever had with one receiver in a season was Randy Moss, I do believe.
Yes.
For a 5th round pick.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper went for a 1.
Okay. And Amari Cooper, I'm sorry, he's talented, but he does not have the name that Randy Moss had. Even if Randy Moss was in the middle of just shit city over there, just muddling around doing not much in Oakland because there was nothing good going on in Oakland at the time, how times have changed.
Yep.
And so here's this guy who went from being one of the most talented receivers to being on a crap team and doing nothing. And they went, here's a 5th. So now we have Amari Cooper who's muddling around on a team that's so up in the air and apparently just for sale to the highest bidder or any bidder.
And he's going to need a new contract soon too.
Yeah. And they throw a 1st at him. I'm sorry. You're not going to convince me that Amari Cooper is putting up Randy Moss in New England numbers, which is the only way you're going to sell me on listen, we're going to get this dude. Yeah. This 1st round pick makes sense to me because he's going to put up, he's going to score 30 touchdowns as receiver next year.
Yeah. And you're still talking about a 1st overall pick where Randy Moss blew up for a 5th. And so the 5th round pick was a 1st. I mean, even if Cooper does Randy Moss numbers, a 1st round pick is still huge compared to that 5th round pick.
Right.
So as far as I'm concerned, Cooper needs to do better than Moss. 4 rounds better. 4 rounds better of those numbers for this to make sense. Go Cowboys. And for the dumpster fire that the Raiders are, I'm holding out that they know what they're doing because I mean, they've stockpiled some real stuff. And now everyone's making the argument of the draft is a crapshoot, and I agree. I just said it out loud. But those draft picks are worth money in players. So if I don't want to go into the draft with those picks, I can use those picks to pick up proven talent already and let other people mess around in the draft.
Right.
I mean, it works both ways.
Yeah.
You can cash those picks in for draft players or other trade players. Whichever market you feel like going into, because the draft picks are money and they work in both places. So I don't have to go into the draft with those picks. I can make the moves before that.
Right. Especially when you were thinking, like maybe you were thinking, I just read a thing the other day, that kid from Oregon that's supposed to be the quarterback this year coming out of the draft, he's going back next year. He's going back for his senior year.
Yep.
So if you're sitting there hoping
because he sees the bottom of the barrel and doesn't want to be a part of it.
Probably.
I do think he's got another year to go, though. I think people... and not to be off topic of going down a NCAA conversation here, I don't think he's as good as people are making him out to be. I think he can be, but I think it's so thin in this class that he's the only one to talk about.
Right.
And his draft stock or his stock in general is higher than what it really should be for the scarcity of the cupboard right now.
I want to see what guys like that do against the top of the barrel, and I don't think Oregon plays the cream of the crop in college football.
Not quite. They're not in a bad conference, but I mean they're not. And I don't want to say this. I don't think the SEC is what the SEC was 4 or 5 years ago. They're playing talent. It's not like the argument you can make when Josh Allen was in Wyoming playing nobody.
Right.
They're obviously playing better teams than that. He's got the skill sets. Like I said, I think the year is good for him. I think he's making the right choice in general. You just hope people don't get hurt and stuff when they make that move. But I don't think like I said, I don't think he's as good as he's being touted right now just because there's no one else to talk about.
Right.
Is there any other quarterbacks they're even having a conversation about?
The only kid I could potentially think of is, I believe, the kid from Alabama is having a hell of a year.
Yeah. Well,
which is the first time you've ever talked about an Alabama quarterback.
Yeah. And I'm not ready to call him an NFL quarterback. I've seen Alabama does not pump out NFL quarterbacks, and I think there's a reason for that. And I'm not going to call them system guys by any means, but I think Alabama is so good that you could pretty much put anybody back there, and they're going to look good too.
I mean, they have that old school football mentality, and they always have, even when their offenses were a little bit more high octane. Look at the running backs that have pumped out of there. Look at the offensive linemen that pump out of there. And what do? They play freaking defense.
Yeah, that's what Alabama's known for. Linebackers, D linemen, offensive linemen, and running backs.
There was a year that we watched a national championship game, Alabama LSU 9-6, and people were crying about it. And I went, that was a fantastic football game. Yeah. I loved watching every minute of it.
And I can't imagine how many people off those two teams got drafted that year.
Oh my God,
the studs. But you don't hear about them because they're the guys in the middle. So it's the left tackle that got drafted high, and nobody really cares because it's not a flashy pick. Right. But if you go back and look at it, those guys are now cornerstones of NFL offensive lines and defensive lines.
Yeah.
I like the kid in Alabama, but I'm just not sold on him quite yet. This is his first full season. I don't think he's yet to play a full game because they're just routing people, and he comes out in the fourth every time.
Right.
The kid can definitely chuck the ball. But I'm not sold on him as an NFL quarterback yet, and he needs another year before we even have that conversation.
I agree. I saw, and this will be our last little piece about draft picks. We've kind of digressed a little bit here. I believe the last mock draft I saw going into next year has three offensive linemen going in the top 10.
Did the Bills take one?
The Bills weren't in the top 10 at the time, so no.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll be there, and we better. This better be the most unflashy draft I've ever seen because I need the meat. Bring me the meat in front.
Yeah, give me the fat boys. Let's rock. Mid-season Super Bowl picks.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Your Bills-Niners pick doesn't look so great.
Listen, no, that's not fair. I thought you were asking me who the worst teams in the NFL were going to be, and I nailed it. I misunderstood the question.
You did crush it, which was a ballsy call at the time when Jimmy G was supposed to be the truth over there.
The truth, the answer. The truth and the answer is like Paul Pierce and Allen Iverson rolled up into one. You're welcome, basketball. You're welcome. I just watched The Jump earlier, so I don't know why. I passed out. I
don't even know what that is.
That's good. Good. You're fine.
Okay. So, if you had to pick going into week numero 9, your Super Bowl for this year. Who you got?
I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to give you the AFC and NFC championship games and the winner on top of it.
Ooh.
Because I feel at this point we've
You're
learned.
not going to get that from me.
Well, because I thought about it.
I'll probably give you the NFC championship game. The AFC, I don't know.
See, I'm debating two teams in both sides. And so that's how I came up with the AFC and NFC championship game. The NFC championship game, Rams and Saints. And as the juggernaut that the Rams are, I have a very hard time buying into West Coast teams. They're fair weather teams to me. I don't think they carry through the playoffs nearly as well. Now, I know you're going to put either in LA or in a dome, which is going to be a nice fair sight for everybody. But Goff in the NFC, I'm not sold. Saints go to the Super Bowl. In the AFC.
That's a hot take.
Hot take. The Saints. I feel good about the Drew Brees this year. Something about him.
You said that last week.
Yeah.
You're feeling the Drew Brees mojo.
Like when Ray Lewis won the Super Bowl and they really shouldn't have. And not to say they were a bad team, but I just don't think people were picking the Ravens to do it. And that was a story year. I got a feeling Drew Brees does it again. AFC. Kansas City Chiefs. I don't see anybody stopping that train. In the New England Patriots. I'm sorry. Now, I don't even want to talk about this because it pisses me off. If you ask me, the Chiefs should win. They're better on paper. They're more talented. They should win. And because it's the Patriots, they don't. And I hate that. And this is just for the realism of the pick. Patriots and Saints in the Super Bowl. And you'll never get me to pick the Patriots in the Super Bowl, so the Saints win it all, and that's just where I'm at.
All right. There it is.
Go Saints.
Spoonful of sugar helps that medicine go down.
Yeah, I'm going to drink after this.
Yeah. So I'm going to go. I think, I keep writing the Saints off. I think the Vikings figure something out. I think you see the Vikings and the Rams.
Ooh.
I have a hard time picking against that team because they fire on so many cylinders.
Listen. I didn't want to either. It's hard.
I'm taking the Rams. I'm swapping out. I think the Vikes push for it. I want to see the Vikes do it, but I don't think anybody on that side can hold up to that team, because if you want to play a shootout with them, they'll play a shootout with you, and they got more talented players than you do.
So complete.
You want to play a defensive slugfest. They're going to play a defensive slugfest and hand the ball to Gurley 40 times a game, and he'll run for 300 yards and 5 touchdowns on his own, and probably throw for 2 more just for shits and gigs because he can. I think the Rams come out of that side, and that's the end of that conversation. As far as the AFC goes, the Patriots suck. Fuck the Patriots. Fuck Tom Brady.
Suck.
They're not making it out of the first round. They're gonna trip and fall.
I love it.
I'm giving you the Chiefs coming out, and they're gonna get in a slugfest with, of all people, the Steelers.
Ooh. Everyone counts the Steelers out all the time.
Every
the Steelers
year.
And the Ravens, and both teams just find a way to be relevant somehow.
Yeah.
Annoying.
I think you see those two in a slugfest in the AFC Championship. I see Pat my homies taking my homies and the Chiefs
with home field advantage
to the promised land with home field advantage. But I think you see the Rams take it in the end, because I don't care. That team's
so you got Rams and Chiefs.
Rams and Chiefs.
See, now that's the Super Bowl I want to see, to be clear.
Yes.
I made my picks because of how I think unfortunate life is going to pan itself out. But if you're asking me the Super Bowl I want to see on TV this year, without question, the Rams and the Chiefs. And I'm rooting for it. Like, I hope you're right, because I want to see it.
Yeah, that'd be great. Like, well, we talked about it on our...
Even the Chiefs and Saints. I'll take a Chiefs and Saints, too, just because I love me some Drew Brees, so I'll take that one. But, I mean, a Rams and Chiefs Super Bowl. Oh my God!
I mean, we talked about this in our World Series segment. Anytime you see a team that's not New York, LA, or Boston in the World Series, it's good for the sport. I think every time you see not the Patriots in the Super Bowl, it's great for the sport.
Yeah, because everyone hates the Patriots.
And I think
everyone. I don't even know if Patriots fans really like the Patriots. Sometimes I wonder.
Yeah, I think they just like talking shit that they win.
Yeah, it was funny. There was a Patriots fan behind us at the game, and we asked him if he knew so-and-so, and he had no idea who it was. And it was like, well, that's because you're not really a fan. So, did you know anything before Drew Bledsoe? Get out of here.
Did he ask you who Drew Bledsoe was?
No, we went a little farther back than that, but not
Okay.
far enough. I mean, I'm only 31, so I shouldn't know more about the Patriots than you do. That's all there is to it.
Was it a Corey Davis reference?
Corey Davis. Corey Dillon?
Corey Dillon?
Corey Dillon. 28, Corey Dillon? Who the hell's Corey Davis? He's a real guy, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I don't know.
we do this regularly. I throw a name out. I might be right. I might be wrong. Yeah, I had the worst Bills fans ever behind me for the second week in a row, and I hope they're there again this week because I might throw a punch.
You're going to have to start using the fan text hotline or something.
I mean, these guys literally sit there, and this is our last little spiel here before.
Put him in the penitentiary.
I'm putting him in the pen.
Put him in it.
Listen, in our section, the row behind me and the row directly behind that. So what? You're 35.
I'm 35. You're 36.
36.
Yeah.
We're in section 117, and so I'm 117, row 36, seats 9 and 10. There's a dude 2 rows directly behind me, and his little homeboy who's like 3 seats over in 30, so 37 and then in 38. And all these dudes do is talk crap about how bad the Bills are while wearing nothing but Bills garb. Like, we're sitting there. I believe it was the Titans game that we were winning. Here we go. We're gonna throw a pick 6 here and blow it. Here we go. Like they sound like the guys from Major League. Like they sound hammered. They sound
up the
just
trucks.
It's too high.
Who gives a shit? It's gone.
Like and
That's
like
great.
these guys are just someone's gonna get hit. And I'm calling my shot. What's gonna happen is Allie's gonna turn around and ask one of these guys why they're even here.
Yeah. What do you?
And they're
spending
gonna
the money
mouth
on
off
for?
to her, and then I'm gonna break someone's arm. Because he's going to be drunk enough to touch her, and that's going to be the end of the conversation. So, if you're a Bills fan, come watch the Bills games.
Yeah,
come hang out.
Be a fan.
Be a fan. If you're not a Bills fan, don't sit near me. Yeah, actually, no, I can't even say that because I sat next to Patriots fans, and they were fine.
They were fine.
They were fine.
They were fine.
And like so much so they were just as annoyed with the dudes behind me as I was. Like they're sitting there talking to each other like, are these guys like Bills fans? Like what's going on here? And like then like there was a girl behind us who was a Patriots fan with 2 Bills fans, and we were talking to them, and they're like, God, I want to hit these kids. Like, why are you there? Like, this is the second game in a row you're there too, because I heard you 2 games ago.
If you're gonna be a fan, be a fan. If not, get the hell out.
Yeah, get out of here. Like, you suck, and put you in the penitentiary. Yeah. Let's pick some games.
Signed, sealed, delivered. Let's do it.
All right, Thursday Night Football tonight. Raiders, Niners. The battle of the dumpster fires. Who you got? Who's dumpster fire burns hotter?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, Thursday Night Football.
Thursday Night Football.
Who we got?
Dumpster
Raiders and Niners. I take the Raiders because I'm just excited about John Gruden in general. There's no other reason for this pick. These teams suck. Probably won't watch the game. Go Raiders.
Yeah, I'm taking the Raiders too because I don't even know anybody on the Niners except
The Niners have 2 quarterbacks. They don't know who's playing, and I don't know either one of their names. I saw the report, and at least people, I think, know who Matt Barkley is, and of course, everyone knows who Nate Peterman is, so Bills take the win on that. Yay.
the infamous Nathan Peterman.
Peterman can.
Speaking of the Peterman getting the start allegedly against the Bears at 1 o'clock. We'll be there.
We will be there.
Belly full of wings.
Deep frying some more chicken wings. God, those were good
They
on
were
Monday.
fantastic.
Good chicken wings. We're going to do it again. It was so good.
We're going to get drunk. We're going to cook some chicken wings.
Yeah, drunk is key, and then wings. Wings first, so I don't want to kill anybody.
Right.
So I picked the Patriots last week, and to be clear, I reiterated this. It was just out of spite and to try and shake it up, and I failed miserably. I'm sorry. I feel horrible about it. It was for the greater good. I was doing my best.
I don't think anybody blamed you for it, buddy.
So, Peterman gets hurt in the first. Barkley leads us to a win. God, I hope so. What did I just? I blacked out. What did I just say?
Does Barkley even have a number yet?
Hopefully it's number 7, right? I don't know. Who cares?
Do they have a helmet and jersey that fits him yet? Like, has he even met the equipment manager to get suited up for the weekend?
I could have swore I saw one of those red jerseys on him. I think he's got somewhere. Actually, no, I saw a report today. He was on the practice field. No Derek Anderson to be seen. Peterman, Cannon, Barkley. That was it. That's all we got.
Nice.
And I don't know what Pryor was doing. Oh, you better be taking late snaps.
Yeah.
Whatever. Go Bills.
Listen, they don't show the Wildcat in televised practices.
It's fine. I'll be there being a Bills fan, cheer until the end, or as long as I can.
cheer until it's out of hand.
The score, yeah.
And listen, that's not because we're not fans. That's because traffic sucks.
Yeah, you got to get out of the lot.
4 p.m. Rams and Saints. Who you got?
Rams and Saints. The conversation of the Rams and the Saints. Look at here. This is how these things go down. The Rams win this week because of the Saints beating them later in the year. This is going to leave a sour taste in the Saints' mouth on the home turf. Rams win, Saints get them later. That's where I'm at. We'll get them in overtime, Goldberg.
Yeah, again, I'm not betting against the Saints ever this year, so.
Against the Saints? What are you talking about?
Sorry, Rams.
That's all right.
Listen, I spent a lot of time in a
You know what? Piss off. Give me the Saints.
Oh, shit.
Piss off. Give me the Saints.
He wants the Saints.
Lock of the week.
Oh!
I'm done with this. Lock of the week. Saints take down the Rams. No more undefeated nonsense. We're going to shake this up for the rest of the year. Go Saints. Taysom Hill throws 1 touchdown pass in this game, runs for another. Breeze throws for 2. Rams don't have an answer. Oh, feels good, doesn't it? You like that, huh? Bitch. I'm fired up. It's Garage Week.
It is Garage
Week.
Garage Week.
I feel like a man out here.
Packers, Patriots.
Move on.
Aaron Rozier.
Hey, Rajo.
Hey, Rajo.
Hey, Rajo. It's French for give me some freaking cola. Go Packers. Patriots suck.
By the way, they almost had their late drive to win it last week. I had to point it out.
Maybe that's why they got rid of him. Maybe that's why. I never even thought about that. Maybe they were just so pissed at how stupid he was. That's got to be one of the dumbest plays I've seen in the NFL. Twofold. So not only, let's assume he runs it out and doesn't fumble. He cost the Packers a timeout by making the clock move. So instead of getting the ball on the 25, the second he takes it out, the clock runs under the 2-minute warning, which is a free timeout in the NFL. So you took a timeout away from Aaron Rodgers just by leaving the end zone. And then you cough it up, and the comeback kid, who time and time again has shoved it up everyone's ass, didn't even get a chance to leave the sideline. You, my friend, are in the penitentiary because I fucking said so. Get out of here. That's why they shipped him off. Piss off. Packers still win this game. Revenge game.
Yeah, he's out of there because,
He's out of there.
He's out of there because he's in Baltimore now, which I've heard sometimes living in Baltimore can feel like you're in the penitentiary.
Not all parts of Baltimore are great.
No. Monday Night Football. Titans. Cowgirls.
Here's another one.
Another
Here's
snooze
one.
fest.
Listen, this is about. I feel bad for Monday Night Football. It probably feels like Thursday Night Football right now because of the last matchup last week and this week. I don't know if the ratings are going to be jumping off the charts. Now, I understand that Cowboys are quite the national team and they have a lot of following. But who's excited? I don't think if Amari Cooper isn't in a Cowboys jersey, this is probably one of the most boring games of the week. I pick the boys at home begrudgingly. I do think this gives them a spark. I think they carry this one for a game. I think that's it. I think that's where it ends. But I take the boys for a day.
I do too. I've picked the Cowboys a lot recently. I don't really know why. But I
think that's why we talk about the Cowboys every year. They finish 8-8 every year, and we talk about the Cowboys like they're a good team. Something about that stupid star and Jerry Jones not shutting his mouth ever just keeps them in a relevant conversation. And in the back of our brain, we're like, well, maybe, and it just needs to stop.
Well, you know what the conversation is now, is that they're forking over first-round picks for wide receivers to keep themselves relevant.
It's got. You know what? I think the bottom line for Jerry Jones is it wins. I think it's money, and however he generates the revenue is fine with him. So
we're talking about a guy who built a stadium who the scoreboard was too low and punters kept hitting it.
And the scoreboard was big. What are you gonna do?
You hire a guy that knows.
Another conversation, though.
Yeah.
Well, maybe their punter sucked. It was the other punters that started hitting it. Jerry probably thought his punter was the greatest punter in the world, and he'd go, "Hey, man, go kick some balls." And they estimated a height, and they said, "Great, drop the screen down 3 inches above his highest kick, and we'll call it a day." That sounds like Jerry Jones to me.
Yeah, that sounds right.
How close can I get this to the field? Can I get it to come out of the turf? Is that a thing? Or
all I know is I want to play like an NHL tournament on that screen.
Oh wow!
Although people from Buffalo don't have good luck at video game tournaments. So
we should probably shut this down. Yikes.
yeah.
If you don't know what we're talking about, hit the internet machine of Madden tournaments and Buffalo fans. And that's where I'm leaving it.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. I don't think he was a Buffalo fan, right? He was just wearing a jersey. Is what I heard.
Yeah, because he won the tournament that like they held it in Buffalo 2 years ago. So his like
that was like his parting gift along with some other nonsense.
Yeah, like he won like a Bills jersey with the number of the year or whatever on it.
We're not going to be rigged into that.
No.
Piss off.
No. That's like people blaming OJ for the Kardashians and like Buffalo's fault. Like, no, the Kardashians are not Buffalo's fault. You can eat a dick.
No, that's Johnny Cochran's fault.
Anything else for the good order?
No, I think we've done enough damage for one day.
Well, that glove don't quit, so we're out of here.